Shimmering Skies introduced a whole new batch of cards featuring wonderful continuous art, as well as creating some new continuity with old favorites from previous sets. Join us as we present the full list of continuous arts for Shimmering Skies. What's up, Illumineers? It's Mateus here, and it's time for one of my favorite topics, continuous art. If you already don't know, some of the cards in Disney Lorcana can be combined together to form a continuous picture across them. This wonderful touch may go unnoticed by some, so we want to take the moment to celebrate this creativity from the artists. In Shimmering Skies, there are a total of 5 sets of continuous art and 2 honorable mentions that also fall under this category. Let's jump straight into it and look at this beautiful art from the amazing Brazilian artist, Ari Welly. Flora, Merryweather, and Fauna Good Fairies are the first continuous art we're looking at today. With all their wisdom and helpful magic, each seems to have taken on a different responsibility at the Great Illuminaries party. If you put them side by side in the perfect order, you can see that they combine to form a larger picture, telling a grander story. This is one of these continuous arts that fits perfectly, and we can clearly see that Ari has put a lot of effort to ensure that the Briar's transformation into a beautiful ribbon carries across from Flora's first card all the way to Fauna's. I really love this art. Up next, we have Root and Took, Northern Moose, the second continuous art here, celebrating the unity of Brother Bear as he appears in Disney Lorcana for the first time. This is a very easy one to spot, since the sky and car's background are very similar between both, not to mention that you can see that Root and Took are looking towards each other. Ron Bear did a great job illustrating their relationship, and their art carries over beautifully from one frame to another. Were you as excited as we were when you heard that Brother Bear was joining Disney Lorcana? The third continuous art is between a new card for Shimmering Skies and a very old card, all the way from the first chapter. Yes, we are talking about Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot and Pete Steamboat Rival. Place them side by side and boom, a brand new continuous art will form. There are a couple of very interesting things to talk about here. First, Mickey Mouse's card was drawn by the artist Juan Diego Leon, while Pete's card was from Louis Jones. Likely because of that, there are some continuity issues with the walls of the steamboat and the angle of the wood floor, where they do not match precisely. But what is even more interesting is that this art is a direct reference for an iconic scene from the 1928 short film called Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie. This attention to detail is really stunning and can give a whole new perspective to these cards. The fourth fully continuous art happens across 4 different cards from the artist Carlos Gomes Cabral. This was one of the most hotly discussed continuous art from this set because of the comical approach to these characters, combining multiple franchises in a single piece of art. Illumineers have taken to naming this the Villains in Line art. If you place in this specific order the villains: Prince John, opportunistic briber; Mother Gothel, conceited manipulator; Maleficent, vexed partygoer; and finally Yzma, unjustly treated, you will form the full picture. As it seems, these villains were all stopped by Kronk in the line and refused their way into the party. Could this be their villain origin story? And really, can Maleficent ever catch an invite to a party? There was a lot of speculation from the community trying to fit Kronk, head of security, and Cusco, selfish emperor cards into this continuous art. But as confirmed by the artist, the original brief only included these 4 villains in the original continuity. So while Kronk and Cusco are no doubt part of the scene, they are not part of the continuous art itself. Either way, I absolutely love this one. It is so epic, really pushing the humor and lightheartedness we love in Lorcana. What do you think? Our final continuous art is between a brand new card from this new set and another one all the way back to Into the Inklands. Can you guess which ones we're talking about? Little John, Cam Cook, and Robin Hood Daydreamer from Set 3 take place in the same location of the Sherwood Forest. Little John is at the side preparing some food for himself and his friend Robin, while Robin is taking a nap before his next adventure. At first I wasn't very sure if these were indeed continuous art, even though the color scheme, lighting, setting, and art style are very similar. But during an interview with Disney Lorcana's creative director Shane Hartley in one of the Illumiteer's amazing streams, Shane confirmed that this art from Joe Lauren is indeed a continuous one. It is worth mentioning that some elements of the art don't appear to be fully continuous, such as the dock beside Little John or the reeds next to Robin. But with Shane's confirmation, we will happily list it here in our main section. And having said that, this is likely one of my favorite continuous art yet. Now, should we take a look at 2 different honorable mentions as well? These are cards that happen in the same space and are a continuation of the art in one way or another, but not necessarily a one-to-one connection. Firstly, one you might have expected to end up in the main section that is the art from the new 7 Dwarf Knight cards. As seen in our previous continuous art video, the 7 Dwarfs of Rise of the Floodborn assemble to form a continuous piece. While we do have a whole new set of dwarfs in Shimmering Skies seemingly occupying the same scene, the art by Mariana Moreno and Alice Pisoni are not fully continuous, though they do occupy the same space. You notice that while some seem to fit comfortably beside one another, others lack the full continuity. Even so, these are beautiful in their own right. Our final honorable mention is Mickey Mouse Enthusiastic Dancer and Minnie Mouse Dazzling Dancer from Raquel Villanueva. Mickey and Minnie are clearly strutting their stuff at the same space during the Great Luminary Party, and their gameplay even perfectly synergizes with each other. However, we are adding them to the honorable mentions only because as much as we want, their background does not connect seamlessly when placed next to each other. And this brings us to the end of this video. What's your favorite continuous art from Shimmering Skies? And if you like this type of content, let us know by dropping us a like and subscribing for more future ones. Oh, and if you haven't watched it yet, don't forget to check our previous video where we cover all of the continuous arts from the previous sets. And until next time, happy questing!